Yes. You have to imagine it, you're right. But we have evidence from the first 80 days that Napoleon spent 6 of those where we are now, and the rest of the days were administered by a commission of ministers, 2 of whom were French, the rest were Maltese, and 12 local councils, all Maltese. So you have 68 Maltese administrators and 2 French. So this is a Maltese government. This shows that the plan was not to take Malta as a colony, but to put Malta as a territoire, as a territory of France, outside France. And the best example is Corsica. In Corsica, you have a lot of independence, you have their own government, they make their own elections, but ultimately they form part of French territory. They are a region in France. And that would have been the destiny for Malta. Now people might say, we wouldn't be independent then. But the truth is that by now we could have been independent. There are French territories that got their independence. But on the other hand, we would have been equal to the French, something which we never were under the British. We were never equal to the British. And our education would have taken off in 1798, not in 1878, 80 years later. And thirdly, we wouldn't have had some representative government in 1921, 120 years later, because we had it in 1798. It was a Republican government. So we lost more than 1 century in our road, in our route to having our nation, to having our identity, our own identity, but also our own liberty to elect and govern this small island nation. We wouldn't be a different nation from France, maybe, like Corsica. And people might say, well, even in Corsica, there is a party that is always against the French and they want to leave, but the majority don't. Because they realize that there were so many benefits. After all, Malta, Mabel in the 40s and Mintoff in the 50s tried to integrate Malta to the UK, and they were doing it for economic reasons. But I don't agree with integration after that history of British colonialism. But I think that would have been, Malta today would have been either like Corsica, part of France, or independent as ex-France instead of ex-Britain.